This is the Outbound wave, broadcasting via the Fringe Relay Network, out of Karel's Outpost. Boss is off mic this cycle. Actually, he's going to be off mic for a bit. He caught a thread on those core registry erasers he's been tracking and hitched a ride out of the sector to chase it down in person. He said he'd be back when the math makes sense, which means it's just me holding down the frequency for a while, and I figured, since we're settling into this new, longer format, we have some time to catch up. Now, I know the last time most of you heard my voice, I was broadcasting a live feed of about 300 independent haulers, turning our old station loading bay into a neon-soaked noise fest. We threw one hell of a party to close out the cycle, but when you make that much noise, eventually someone important is going to hear it. The heat started coming down the next morning. Rylan told me to make myself scarce while he packed up the studio, and I figured our next move. So I took a ride on a hauler headed out toward the Halcyon Spur. Just a routine parts run. I was supposed to be gone 6 days, but while we were out there, the patrol routes shifted overnight. Suddenly, we were in heavy monitored space with a cargo hold full of unregulated tech. It was terrifying. It was weird. Anyway, our captain made a call. He killed the main drive, he killed the transponder, he killed the life support heaters. We went into a cold drift to hide our thermal signatures. Have you been on a ship that's completely powered down in deep space? It's heavy. There's no engine vibration, no air circulation. You just wrap yourself in thermal blankets and just listen to the hull freeze. We drifted like that for 19 days. No comms, no outgoing signals. We didn't even talk to each other that much. We just watched the core dreadnoughts pass by like ghosts on the passive sensors. It was terrifying. But when we finally fired the engines back up and limped back to the old coordinates, the station was dark. Rylan was gone, the transmitters was gone. For about a day, I thought the core had actually taken him because of the party. It wasn't until I intercepted a ferric data packet that I found out the outbound wave was still broadcasting, just somewhere else. Which brings me to Karel's Outpost. I hitched a ride out here, exhaust the last of my credits, and haul my gear to Dock 9, only to find out Rylan has upgraded us. We're on the Fringe Relay Network, baby! Big leagues. Decentralized, secure, most importantly. So secure, in fact, that my old biometrics didn't work on the new FRN access doors. Because I wasn't here for the acquisition. My profile wasn't in the local registry. Which is why, if you were listening closely to the feed a couple cycles ago, you heard me freezing my boots off out there, and the outer airlock for about 3 hours while Rylan was live on the air, which is why I was where am I? I've read the logs of what happened while I was in the cold drift. I know about the storms at Harrow's Reach. I know about the ferric enclaves going silent. And I can tell you from first-hand experience out by the spur, the silence isn't empty. People aren't just disappearing. They're waiting. When you're powered down in the dark, you realize how much noise the core makes just trying to prove it's in control. They're running heavier patrols. They're scrubbing registries, but they're doing it because they're scared of what the Fringe is quietly building off band. They're scared of places like Karel's Outpost, where the lights just come back on without their permission. So, yeah, I was gone for a bit, but I'm back now. Rylan will return when he's got the truth on these missing ships. Until then, you've got me. No rushing, no static, just the truth. As long as the FRN carries the signal. Rylan left me strict instructions on how to close the broadcast, now that we're, official. He even recorded a macro for it. So, for the Outbound Wave, I'm Jasper Raygun Ray. Keep your transponders clean.
This is the Outbound Wave. Rylan, boss out.
Oh, oops. Shit. Wrong one. Okay, bye.